Close your eyes now, my dear, and let this be the moment you finally begin choosing yourself, gently, without needing permission from anyone else. You don't need to be finished healing tonight. You don't need to already love yourself perfectly to begin this practice. You only need to breathe, to soften, to start. 12 gentle truths are waiting for you here. Each one a small doorway into self-love, into worthiness, into the quiet life you've been longing to attract. There is nothing to prove, nothing to earn, nothing you must fix before you're allowed to begin loving yourself. Just your breath, arriving and leaving, patient and unhurried, asking nothing more of you than presence right now. Nothing is required of you except your breath and your willingness to start again tonight. One small day at a time. So let your shoulders drop, let your heart soften, let your whole body settle into the truth that you are already worthy, and let us begin together softly, the way real change always begins. 21 days, my dear, is often enough time for a new pattern to begin feeling less like effort and more like simply who you naturally are. Not because the number itself is magic, but because repetition, gentle and consistent, slowly rewires what feels natural over time. Tonight begins that quiet rewiring. What would 21 days of choosing yourself actually feel like? Breathe in slowly, and as you exhale, whisper softly, Day 1, I choose to love myself a little more today. Feel how unfamiliar that sentence might sound at first, almost like starting a conversation you've been avoiding for years. A woman once said the first few days felt awkward, almost forced, until suddenly, without noticing exactly when, it started feeling true. What shifted in her somewhere between forcing the words and finally believing them? This isn't about becoming a different person, it's about slowly remembering a relationship with yourself that got buried under years of noise and busyness. 21 days doesn't promise perfection, it simply offers consistency, one gentle repetition building quietly on the last. Tonight, day 1 begins, softly, without pressure, without needing to get it exactly right. And each day after this one is simply another small brick in a foundation you are quietly rebuilding, one gentle day at a time. Have you noticed how the way you feel about yourself often quietly shapes what you allow into your life without you fully realizing it's happening? Not in a magical sense, but in a practical one. Self-worth shapes the choices, boundaries, and opportunities you're willing to accept or reject. This isn't superstition, my dear, it's simply how belief tends to shape behavior, quietly, day after day, gently. A real-world example makes this easier to feel than any explanation could offer. A man once said he kept attracting the same disappointing situations until he realized he'd never truly believed he deserved anything better in the first place. The moment he began practicing, I deserve good things, his choices slowly began shifting, quietly, one decision at a time. He hadn't expected belief itself to be the missing ingredient all along. The pattern here is subtle, but remarkably consistent for nearly everyone who examines it honestly and carefully over time. Low self-worth tends to accept less, tolerate more, and settle quietly for situations that never truly fit who you really are. Growing self-worth tends to expect more, allow more, and gently release what no longer feels aligned with your values. What you believe about yourself is quietly shaping what you believe is possible for your life. Day after day, notice, just for a moment, how you're speaking to yourself right now, in this exact moment. Is it gentle? Is it critical? Simply notice, without needing to change anything yet. Just observe. Life often reflects back to us, my dear, the same energy we quietly hold toward ourselves, like a patient, honest, unwavering mirror, not because the universe is punishing or rewarding us, but because our own energy shapes how we show up, choose, and receive from the world. Tonight, let's consider what your own mirror has been reflecting back to you lately. What might it show once self-love enters the frame? Older traditions spoke of this reflection as something sacred, something to be tended carefully rather than ignored or ridiculed. A grandmother once told her granddaughter that the way you treat yourself quietly teaches the world how to treat you as well. Modern minds, so quick to blame outside circumstances, often resist this idea until they finally experience it directly. What might shift if you started tending your own reflection instead of blaming the mirror for what it shows? People who begin practicing self-love consistently often describe an unexpected shift in how others begin treating them too, almost immediately, as if the world had simply been responding to a quiet signal they hadn't realized they were sending out all along. It isn't magic, it's mirroring, matching the energy we consistently quietly offer ourselves first, day after day. And in that mirroring, something in your outer life slowly begins reflecting something kinder back to you. As we continue into this, there's a quiet reason certain relationships and opportunities only begin shifting once you finally start loving yourself first. Choosing yourself first, my dear, doesn't mean abandoning others. It simply means finally including yourself in the list of people worth caring for daily. Most people place themselves last for years, quietly assuming their own needs matter less than everyone else's around them, without questioning it. Tonight, let's practice placing yourself back on that list, gently, without guilt. Place your hand over your heart and whisper, "I am allowed to choose myself," without needing to apologize for it. Feel how strange that sentence might sound at first, and how quickly your chest responds anyway, softening slightly. A woman once said the first time she chose rest over everyone else's requests, she cried, surprised by how foreign it felt to matter to herself. What was she finally allowing herself to receive in that quiet, unfamiliar moment? This isn't selfishness, it's sustainability. Recognizing that you cannot pour endlessly from a cup that's never allowed to refill itself. Choosing yourself first doesn't diminish your care for others. It actually deepens it, offered from fullness rather than depletion or exhaustion. Once you begin choosing yourself regularly, everything else tends to receive a steadier, more sustainable version of you in return. And that steadier version, it turns out, was capable of loving others more fully all along. There is a specific moment, my dear, when harsh self-judgment finally softens into something more like gentle, patient self-compassion. Most people rush past this moment, criticizing themselves out of habit, yet it holds enormous quiet power over how healing eventually unfolds. Tonight, let's slow down enough to actually notice it arriving within you. Breathe in, and as you exhale, whisper, "I release harsh judgment, and I offer myself compassion instead." Feel your jaw unclench. Feel something in your chest loosen that has been tight for longer than you realized. A retired nurse once said the day she finally forgave herself for an old mistake was the same day her healing truly began. What changed in her the moment her inner judge finally went quiet? The inner judge believes it is protecting you, keeping standards high, keeping you from repeating past mistakes again in the future. But judgment rarely protects. It mostly exhausts, keeping the nervous system in a constant, quiet state of self-monitoring and vigilance. Once you gently release that judgment, even briefly, compassion steps forward to take its place instead of criticism. And that compassion, it turns out, was capable of guiding you more gently all along, the entire time. Old traditions understood deserving differently than most modern minds do, my dear. not as something earned through suffering, but as something already quietly true. They believed self-worth was inherent, not conditional, not something to be proven through endless striving or constant sacrifice. Somewhere along the way, this understanding faded, replaced by the belief that worth must always be earned first, again and again. An elderly woman once said her grandmother taught her that a flower doesn't work to deserve blooming, it simply blooms because that is its nature. She still repeats this to herself, decades later, whenever she feels the old urge to prove her own worth through exhaustion. What is it about seeing worth this way that brings such immediate, noticeable relief? The pattern many notice is emotional rather than purely philosophical in nature, though both certainly play a role in how it feels. Believing worth must be earned tends to keep the nervous system anxiously striving, never quite arriving at a sense of enough. Believing worth is inherent, offered instead, allows the nervous system to finally rest into simply being who you already are. That small shift seems to quietly protect your peace, no matter how much you have or haven't yet achieved in life. Just for a moment, imagine believing fully that you already deserve good things without needing to prove it further. Notice how calm even the simple thought of that belief feels inside you right now. Many people believe abundance arrives only once external circumstances finally improve, once enough has been achieved, acquired, or accomplished. But abundance, my dear, often begins internally, with gratitude and love for what is already quietly present in your life right now. Tonight, let's notice what's already here before reaching for what isn't yet. A woman once said she spent years chasing more, only to realize abundance had actually been present the whole time, hiding beneath her own dissatisfaction. The moment she began loving what she already had, more seemed to naturally begin flowing toward her as well. What might already be present in your own life, quietly waiting to be loved and appreciated first. The mechanism here is simple, though rarely discussed in everyday conversation between people chasing more without pausing to notice. Gratitude and self-love create an internal state of fullness, and fullness tends to attract more fullness in return over time. Recognizing this shifts how closely you pay attention to what's already quietly good in your life right now, today. And once you begin noticing it, abundance seems to multiply, quietly, one grateful moment at a time, gently, naturally. Trust with yourself, my dear, is often the quietest thing to break and the hardest thing to consciously rebuild once it's truly gone. Every promise broken to yourself, every boundary ignored, slowly erodes a trust most people don't even realize they're missing until much later. Tonight, we begin gently rebuilding that trust, one small kept promise at a time. Whisper softly, "I keep my promises to myself, and I am becoming someone I trust." Feel how tender that sentence feels, how different from the usual promises made and quickly broken without much thought. A man once said rebuilding trust with himself felt harder than any other relationship he'd ever repaired, yet also the most rewarding. What might shift in your own life simply by keeping one small promise to yourself today? Trust doesn't rebuild through one large gesture, it rebuilds slowly through small, consistent, kept commitments to yourself made over time. Speaking honestly to yourself, following through gently, even in small ways, seems to rebuild what years of neglect once quietly wore away. You already know how to keep promises. You do it for others every single day without even thinking about it. Tonight, you are simply relearning how to offer that same reliability to yourself, one small kept promise at a time. There is a moment, my dear, when waiting to feel worthy enough finally becomes more exhausting than simply deciding you already are worthy. Most people wait for years, believing worthiness must be proven before it can be claimed, received, or fully enjoyed. But worthiness tonight doesn't require proof. Only your willingness to finally stop waiting for it. Whisper softly, "I am worthy now. Not once I've achieved more, but simply because I already exist. Feel your chest loosen, feel your breath deepen, feel something old finally begin to soften and settle. A man once said the moment he stopped waiting to feel worthy, opportunities he'd been overlooking for years suddenly became visible to him. What had he been unknowingly missing simply by waiting for permission that was never coming? Waiting for worthiness keeps you paused, hesitant, quietly disqualifying yourself from things you haven't even tried yet in the first place. Claiming worthiness now without waiting opens space, quietly, for opportunities that require you to simply show up as you already are. Once worthiness is claimed rather than earned, life finally has room to offer what it's been waiting to give you all along. And in that space, the life you deserve finally has room to begin arriving, gently, in its own time. Underneath every doubt about your own worth, my dear, there is often a quieter voice that has known this truth all along, patiently. That voice doesn't shout, doesn't demand proof. It simply, steadily insists that you are enough, exactly as you already are. Tonight, let's listen past the doubt, toward whatever has been patiently waiting underneath it. Breathe in, and as you exhale, whisper, I am enough, exactly as I am, today and every day forward. Feel how different that sentence lands compared to the usual striving towards some future, improved version of yourself. A young woman once said that the moment she heard this quieter voice, her whole relationship with ambition softened into something gentler. What was that quieter voice trying to remind her of all along? The striving mind often speaks first because it's louder, more urgent, demanding constant improvement and quick reassurance of steady progress. But underneath it, patiently, is usually a steadier voice. One that doesn't need achievement to already know you're enough, right now. Tonight, instead of chasing more, simply pause and let that quieter voice speak first, gently, before anything else does. That quieter voice, once heard, tends to bring a peace striving alone could never quite offer. No matter how much is achieved, the way you treat yourself, my dear, quietly shapes what you're willing to accept from the world around you every single day. A self-loving foundation tends to attract gentler relationships, fairer opportunities, more aligned choices than a foundation built on self-doubt. Tonight, let's notice how deeply connected these two things truly are. A retired teacher once said the moment she began loving herself consistently, the people and opportunities around her began shifting almost immediately in response. She hadn't expected an internal change to ripple so visibly into her external circumstances and relationships. What might shift around you once your relationship with yourself finally becomes a loving one? This isn't magic, it's simply alignment. What you believe you deserve tends to shape what you're willing to accept or actively pursue in life. A foundation of self-doubt often attracts situations that confirm that doubt, quietly, without much conscious awareness of why it keeps happening. A foundation of self-love tends to attract the opposite, situations that reflect the same worth you've been offering yourself all along. Tonight, as you deepen that self-love, notice how much more life may soon begin offering you in return. Gently, naturally, there is a soft threshold, my dear, between the old way of doubting yourself and the gentler life waiting just beyond it. You are standing at that threshold right now, closer than you may realize, closer with every kind word you've practiced tonight. Let's walk through it together, slowly, the way one enters a quiet room without disturbing anything inside, for one final time. I love myself deeply, and I attract the life I truly deserve. Let those words become softer with each repetition until they feel less like affirmation and more like simply who you already are becoming. A woman once said that by day 21, she could no longer tell where the practice ended and her own quiet knowing began. That is exactly where you are welcome to arrive, one gentle day at a time. This beginning doesn't require you to do anything else tonight, my dear, only to keep practicing gently. Keep loving yourself. Keep allowing the life ahead to unfold naturally and in its own time. Whatever has stirred tonight will continue quietly across the next 21 days, long after this meditation has gone quiet and the room falls silent. You don't need to hold on to any of this consciously. Your heart already knows exactly what to do with it. Simply rest now and let tomorrow be day 2, gently, without pressure, without needing to rush any of it forward. There is nothing left for you to prove tonight, my dear. Only breath, only love, only the quiet worthiness that has been true the whole time. You've spoken gently to your doubts, your old patterns, your inner judge, and each one has softened just a little tonight. That softening doesn't end the moment this meditation does. It continues quietly through the night and into the 20 days ahead. You don't have to remember every word. You don't have to get it perfectly right. You only have to keep choosing yourself gently. Let your breathing grow slower now. Let your thoughts grow fewer and softer, like a voice finally learning to speak kindly after years of criticism. If an old doubt drifts through, simply let it pass, the way a cloud passes without needing your permission or your attention. Whatever you've been waiting to deserve is already yours, quietly, simply because you exist, without needing further proof or achievement of any kind. Whatever old pattern you've been carrying is welcome to soften a little further with every kind word you offer yourself from here forward. You are safe here, in this gentle beginning, in this soft permission, in this quiet relationship you are slowly rebuilding with yourself. Notice how much lighter your chest already feels, how much more open, how much more like possibility than it did an hour ago. Let this self-love settle now, unhurried, the way real change always has, wrapping around you like something warm and long overdue, something that was always meant to be yours. And as these 21 days unfold, however they unfold, know that the life you deserve is already quietly gathering itself around you, patiently, the entire time you practice loving yourself. Whatever you carried into tonight, you don't have to carry the same way tomorrow. Something has already shifted here, even if only slightly, even if only for tonight. Rest now, gently, my dear. You are worthy, you are loved, you are attracting the life you deserve, already, right now. And this quiet practice will still be here, waiting for you, for as long as you need.